On the Forgotten History channel, I saw a episode about a bizarre incident that is attributed to the time when Richard Nixon was president. Okay. It actually comes from memoirs of an ex-wife of Jackie Gleason, of the comedian known for The Honeymooners and, the catchphrase, to the moon, Atlas. He played bus driver Ralph Cramden. Okay. Now, one thing, he and Richard Nixon were very close friends. They often played golf together. And Jackie Gleason was very interested in the possibility of extraterrestrials and in their possibility that they had visited Earth. Now, his ex-wife recounted a very odd story in her memoirs. That odd story was that Jackie Gleason told her that Richard Nixon had taken him to this top secret area, and he had seen the bodies of dead aliens. This was like really late at night, and he'd gone to this place, and he'd gotten Gleason in there, and they'd seen several bodies that were like 2 feet tall and very odd looking. Okay, and that appeared in her memoirs. Now, the host said that there are 3 possibilities about the story. One is that Jackie Gleason made the story up to account to his then wife about his late night whereabouts. Now, this is a pretty elaborate story to cover up the fact that you were with a girlfriend or a prostitute. But Jackie Gleason was a pretty creative guy. Might have come up with this story to give a cover story so his wife wouldn't get mad at him because he'd been tomcatting around. Okay. Another possibility is that the wife made up the story, the ex-wife made up the story to sell books. And the third possibility is the story's true. And Richard Nixon showed Jackie Gleason the bodies of dead extraterrestrials. I don't know which is most likely. I really don't. Somebody else pointed out that there's a 4th possibility. Well, a 4th possibility, which is kind of a subcategory of the 3rd possibility, which is that Richard Nixon showed him a prank, that maybe he had somebody create something that looked like dead bodies that could be extraterrestrials. And he played a kind of friendly prank on his friend. Made him think that he'd seen extraterrestrials when what he'd actually seen were, some sort of made up figures. And that's also a possibility. The story is intriguing. You know, what do you think? Did Jackie Gleason make up a very bizarre story to cover up an infidelity? Did his ex-wife, make up a very bizarre story to try to sell books? Did Richard Nixon play a friendly prank on his buddy? Did Richard Nixon show Jackie Gleason the bodies of dead extraterrestrials?